And I started by going to the machine and I cleaned it all up, got it ready. And that was probably about 7 o'clock, 5 minutes after. Uh, and right at 10 after is when I experienced it. I walked in with two hands and I walked out with one hand minus two fingers. We had what you call back then high centers or low centers on a 80-foot rail, and they cut them in half. I cut it in half, and one half stays on the north saw, and the other half is put on the roller line and transferred over. And when I was doing the what would be the south part of it, or the front part of that other rail, I ran it through, and it went. It got caught. It's what it got caught also. And I went to go push it in by hand, which was something that was done before, and help out with 2x4s or 4x4s or whatever. And I went past the eye, and once I went past the eye, the pinch roll came down, and it started to suck it in, but it didn't push it in fast enough. And during that time is when the roller line cycled. And in the process of cycling, it gave me the other rail, and I didn't see it from behind. So when I pushed the button to advance it, to push it in, another partner of mine was standing 4 foot away from me and used the joystick to help me out. And before we realized it, he says, "Got something coming at us." And when I turned back, it hit me on the elbow, and then all I felt was the impact. I got my hands caught between two rails, which was two rails of an 80-foot rail. They took me out of here, and there was nobody here that could do the work on it. So they sent me to Denver, and I was over there for 2 days, and the doctors over there just cut them off because they were just dangling. Like I crushed the fingers or the knuckles, and I don't have no knuckles there, so that's the reason I lost the two middle fingers, the index and the ring finger. Oh, I get a little angry every once in a while because I can't do what I used to do before, naturally. And then another thing is for the longest time I couldn't even work around the dock, so I had to get away from there. And thank God that they put me on what was considered light duty for after the 3 months that I was out for total disability. They put me out for 9 months, and they had me come in and out, and just get used to it. But as of today, they have some kind of restriction where I can't even be underneath the work sensitive equipment or whatever. Uh, yeah, anytime I get like the tube of paste, most of them are made out of some kind of metal in it. And if I happen to get it with this hand, it's all still sensitive. So therefore, all it does is scratch, and I get tingles all over my body. And throw the thing away and try to handle it with this hand. But it took me a long time. In fact, right now, June the 23rd equals 4 years, and I still got the tingles and all the other stuff that goes with it. I was, in a sense, down and out where I don't feel like doing anything else. Right. I don't feel like doing nothing at home or whatever. And then I was cranky because they'd do something, and then they'd want to do it for me, and I want to do it for myself, and I didn't want to be totally disabled. So like the doctor told me, he says, "You're handicapped and you're not disabled. So therefore, if you're able to go back to work and they offer you something, you do whatever you can. But as far as being handicapped, I can't do the things I used to do before, and it takes me a little bit longer or whatever." But I say, as long as there's no time limit on when I have to get a certain thing done, I'm okay. If it gets to that point, well, then I'd be a little more hectic. Be a little more cautious on what you're doing, and don't be in a hurry. Because anytime you're in a hurry, it's just like taking shortcuts, and 9 times out of 10, somebody's going to get hurt. So just go about your business the way you normally do, and like I say, just slow down and be more cautious, and everything will turn out all right. I got in a hurry that day. I gotta admit it, but it was just one of those things that happened, a mishap. But I learned from that experience, and then, like I said, they never allowed me to go back up again. So I'm grateful on that part. But yeah, slow down, take your time, and the way you came in, is the way you leave.